Hey guys, thanks so much for taking a minute to tune in and check out this video. This is going to be a review on the CoverGirl Smoky Shadow Blast. This is the packaging, which you're not that interested in, and this is the product. Basically what this is a double-ended cream shadow stick. One end is a lighter color that's designed to be worn all over your eyelid, and then there's a tapered tip that looks almost like a little lipstick that is to be used sort of as a smoky liner around your eye or in your crease. The shade I have is called Silver Sky, and so here's a look at the lighter shade. It just looks like a rounded off lipstick, and to swatch that for you, it's just, yeah, your basic silver color. It goes on pretty light, I noticed on my lids. It wasn't an extremely bold, super noticeable color. I've used some cream shadow sticks in silver that have been a little more pigmented than that. And then the other shade that you get here is sort of like, I won't say it's like a darker silver, it almost seems to have a little bit of a plum tone to it, and this is like a mini lipstick. My first question to myself when I got this was, when this kind of gets rounded off, I mean, what can you do to keep that shape? Because this is supposed to be a little more precise to go in under your eye. Either way, here's a swatch of that. It's just kind of a slightly metallic, once again, kind of a deep grayish plum shade. So I picked this up, got a lot of questions on it about this on my Facebook page, and so I just wanted to see how it actually worked. So I kind of went through the entire day evaluating how well this would stay. That was sort of my biggest issue. You know, it looks pretty on as soon as you apply it, but how well does it last throughout the day? So I took a picture when I first put it on, and here's a look at that. Now, I didn't want to apply any sort of a powder product over the top, which is what I would normally do. I typically don't wear a cream shadow just as a cream shadow, but I thought, you know, there's no instructions here saying you are going to have to wear some powder over this to make it work. They actually advise you to put this directly into your crease with the darker shades. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to see exactly what happens if I put nothing on top of it. So once I went all over my lid with the light shade, put the darker shade in the crease. I went a little bit under my eye as well, and I took pictures throughout the day. So that was, the first picture was when I put my makeup on at around 10 o'clock, and then this next picture is at 12:45. At that point in time, I really felt a lot of like moisture on my eyelid. Like I so desperately wanted to just take my fingers and like wipe my eyelids off. And what's interesting is I used my Too Faced Shadow Insurance under this, which is my all-time favorite primer, and it works beautifully, you know, with any sort of powder product, or if I take a cream product and put powder over it. I really don't have staying power issues like this, but I could just see that there was major creasing going on, and it just felt uncomfortable on my eyelids. I almost felt like a little bit of sticking, like if I would, you know, I'm looking ahead and then I'm looking down, I'm thinking, this is just not comfortable, you know? For as okay, kind of average as it started out, it really did not improve at all. So I want to go ahead and show you the picture I took around 3 o'clock. That was right before I started this video, and you can see this line here. It's like the big difference I could notice just looking in the mirror, because I know the shots that I took of myself were sort of in different lights. I was in my car for one, and you know, in my living room for the other, but I just felt like the difference between my second and my last picture was that the color just seemed to really just, anything that I put on seemed to all gravitate to the crease, and I feel like, I mean, my eyelid, there's still that little bit of sparkle there, you can see as I turn my head, but look at this especially, like, all that color that was in my crease just kind of went there. There I just rubbed a little bit of it off. When I did put it under my eye, you'll notice that there is still some color under my eye, and I did top that with a shadow, just to kind of get a sense of, okay, if I just do that, what's it going to do? It stayed okay underneath there, as using that as sort of a liner right in there. I also lined my waterline with something different, but as far as right on the skin under my eye, when I topped that with shadow, that wasn't too bad. But up here with no powder shadow over the top, man, like I was like out shopping and stuff, and I almost like didn't want people to see me look down because I'm like, this is weird, you know? So I mean, even if you have dry lids, like I don't consider myself to be a person that has naturally oily lids, but my eyes could not handle this stuff, and even if you have dry lids, that's what makes me think that this still may not be a good thing for you, even if you use a primer under it. Now, from now on, if I use this, if I want a silvery base for my eyeshadow, that's all this is going to be for me, is something that will go underneath a powder shadow. And I also want to mention that when I applied this, I didn't just like go back, forth, you know, really coat it on and try to get this sort of effect. I put it on, I blotted it off with my finger and tried to make sure I had the lightest layer, the lightest application possible. So I really made every effort to make this work on its own, but Smoky Shadow Blast just did not do it for me. It will definitely function as a base for shadow in the future, and then I'll probably report back to you on my blog to see if that even worked, to see if this really is that different from other shadow sticks like the NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencils. I wear those a lot underneath my shadow, and I haven't had staying power issues with that. These don't feel drastically different texture-wise, only there's really not as much color in these as the NYX Jumbo shadow pencils, just to give you a sort of a comparison there. But thank you guys for kind of taking this journey through my day with me as I checked on my eyes with the Smoky Shadow Blast. I will probably finish up this video and get this all wiped off, this whole little greasy mess on my eyes. So thanks again for tuning in, everyone. Have a great day.